This could be the next biggest opportunity in crypto, and I'm going to be telling you guys exactly why in today's video. Now, getting straight on into it, I said in yesterday's video that the Bitcoin chart was looking very rough on a monthly time frame, and let's just see what's happened in the last 24 hours. It is absolutely crashed. Bitcoin has fell off a cliff. You know, after that really grindy price movement from sort of, I'd say like March all the way up until early May, and then bang, it's just been horrible. Now, I thought this would be the case the whole time. I've been planning, you know, for many months, even years now, to buy crypto at the end of this year. And I'm going to explain exactly why in today's video. Now, there's a few things I look at when I'm looking to, you know, start DCAing into altcoins, Bitcoin, whatever. And I'm going to show you one thing now. So one of the first things I always look for is for the RSI to be at a level where I'm comfortable buying. Now, we have reached a level already that is very low and sort of in the region where I would buy. However, there is another indicator that really I'm a big fan of. Now, this is the 500-day Bitcoin cycle indicator, I guess you could say. Now, a lot of people would look at this and go, okay, this is just a superstition thing. It may be, but it has worked for cycle upon cycle upon cycle. Now, what you can see here is basically 500 days 500 days after you buy at the bottom, you should sell, vice versa, and then 500 days after it's topped off, you should buy again. Now, that would put us at around the end of this year as the optimal time to buy. So you're probably wondering, what cryptos am I going to be looking at to buy towards the end of the year? Which ones I'm going to look to DCA in? Which ones do I think are going to make the biggest bounce? Now, there is a whole list of cryptos on here that could potentially do well, and a lot of them will have a bounce. But you guys will know, if you were in the last cycle, or I guess you could say the current cycle, whatever, if you were in crypto in the last 4 to 5 years, you'll know the altcoin market has been absolutely diluted to bits. With the launch of meme coins and how easy it is to launch an altcoin nowadays, it basically meant that there was just so much liquidity scattered around everywhere that it was so hard to pick a winner. But now there are a few emerging contenders for coins that could do really well when obviously the whole entire crypto market dips. Now, one that's already doing very well is Hyperliquid, and this is going to be on my radar this entire year, and I'm hoping to get a nice dip towards the end of the year to then hold all the way through to the bull market top around there. And obviously, I say that with a grain of salt because I'm not going to exactly sell at the top. When I get a feeling that the RSI is overcooked, when I get a feeling that the narrative has reached its top, then I will sell, obviously. But this is not financial advice. Please remember, guys, do your own research. I'm just telling you guys about the coins that I like the most. But yeah, Hyperliquid, again, first coin on my radar that I'm a really big fan of. Again, if you watched the video yesterday, you will know I'm also a fan of Asta. So if you guys can see here, Asta. Right here, basically a different version of Hyperliquid, I guess you could say, ran by CZ. Again, the CZ narrative, I feel like that could really pick up at some point in the next cycle. So I keep stressing this could be, you know, a gem of a buy, in my opinion. But again, take it with a grain of salt. This is just what I'm thinking. And the things that I think could be the next big opportunity. Again, you have coins that have been around for, you know, a long time. Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB. I think BNB, again, is going to be overlooked by the majority of people. But you can see it ended up making a big run eventually in this cycle. You can see basically from the start of July, 657, all the way up here to 1.2. You know, in 3 months doubled. There's always going to be a Binance part of the cycle because CZ is crypto at this point. He is crypto. He has been in this space for so long. And now that obviously America is ran by Trump and the Trump administration, it, you know, helps CZ even more, obviously, with the assistance of Trump. But yeah, that's obviously the third coin I have on my radar. And again, I do want to stress this is not financial advice. And the third and final thing I want to say is not an actual specific crypto, but I would definitely leave myself. I'm going to leave myself a nice pot of crypto, of stable coins to invest into the next big thing. So what I mean by that, we had in 2021 and 2022, you had NFTs. You know, the big part of that cycle was based on NFTs. You had meme coins in the last cycle. Meme coins being, you know, the absolute top. When obviously Trump released that coin, that was ridiculous. But you know, we have these things every cycle that come around, and you need some spare cash just in case these things come around. And I say just in case, there's always some sort of narrative every cycle, whether it be meme coins, whether it be NFTs. You need a bit of, cash ready to invest in them. So again, that'll be another thing that I'm going to be heavily dedicating time towards, is the next big thing of the cycle. And you want to catch it early if you can, of course. But I'm really interested to see what it is. And I feel like crypto really will start picking up at the beginning of next year. So if there's any time you want to lock in, make sure it's early next year. I feel like that's when things are going to start moving up. Then 2028 really ramp up. And then we'll eventually get a top somewhere in between late 2028 and 2029. But yeah, that's been today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you drop a sub and turn on notifications if you're new. And yeah, see you soon.